What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to give y'all my personal thoughts of Super Nintendo World. I went to Super Nintendo World for the first time ever, technically last week, the time I'm uploading this. And yeah, I want to give up my personal opinion of Super Nintendo World. Finally, it took me ages and years, but I finally went to Super Nintendo World based on Epic Universe. And let me just say, oh my god. Now, I'll have to give off some obvious stuff. There are some criticism I have with the whole park itself, because I know I've been to a little bit of the other areas only for like food and stuff for reasons, but I'm gonna give off my personal opinion. And because Super Nintendo World has been around for a while in like Japan, of course, and then there's one in Hollywood, and then there's one in like, was it I forgot there's one in California. Yeah, it was Japan, and then there was Hollywood, and I guess those are the only ones really. I heard like Hollywood doesn't have like all the attractions, but I wait for the full experience in 2025 with Epic Universe just so I can get the Mario stuff and of course the Donkey Kong stuff as well. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about all that today with some pics on the screen. I did take some pics and videos on my journey, but I don't personally like showing my face on here, so I'll just take some pics of Super Nintendo World stuff in the meantime. Maybe some 2D artwork would be nice. So yeah, Super Nintendo World has been a development kind of thing, a thing of like a Mario theme park for like for years, honestly. I remember hearing about this, like rumors like years ago about a Mario theme park and stuff, and I've always wanted to go on one. I was wondering if they would ever make one for Orlando. Well, they would until for 2025, and I know it was a long wait, but hey, the wait was worth it, kind of. I'm gonna say right now, considering this is a park that just opened, you know there's gonna be issues with rides being delayed, rides having issues, and a crowded group of people, like to be expected on any theme park, really. But despite that, I want to judge the park itself and the rides. So yeah, let's start off with the Mario stuff first, because this is literally how you start off your adventure Super Nintendo World. So the Mario portion, the entrance starts off with you going into a big warp pipe, and you come out of Princess Peach's castle with a bunch of paintings on the side, and you get introduced with a full world of Mario love. You see like Koopas and Goombas, different amounts of enemies and coins, interactive, like moving around, sort of like how it is in the games, honestly. And it honestly just looks really, really cool seeing a bunch of Mario stuff around, honestly. You see like Bowser's castle in the background, and it's just honestly looks amazing. Like if I was like at least 8 years old, I would be blown away. It's just so amazing to just walk around and also listen to the different songs that play. Like, if you know these songs, if you're a big Mario fan like me, you will know the songs that play immediately. So yeah, I just gotta say, it's just awesome that it's just really cool. A lot of great theming and some references to other stuff. So yeah, let's talk about the two rides. Yeah, two rides. Well, technically not, but there are some. Let's talk about the main attractions. Why not? So first off, we have is Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. This we waited like 2 to 3-ish hours in this line because one, it got delayed, and it's Mario Kart. What do you expect? It's a popular IP. And overall, I actually really liked. Well, I definitely got most experience on the line of looking at the references, like the tracks and stuff, which is really, really cool. And the actual ride itself is actually really fun. I did get a little confused on it due to the fact of, oh, there's a lot going on. I couldn't tell if I was like, it's like one of those rides where you have those glasses and you like this car that's moving around. It's like a 3-ish ride. You've probably seen these types of rides like Universal and stuff with like example, Transformers or Spider-Man, Universal. If you ever been to Universal Studios, it's kind of one of those rides. But with Mario Kart, I guess it is like you're working together on a team. Sometimes you're on Team Bowser, sometimes you're on Team Mario, from what I could tell. Unfortunately, we lost. But it was a neat idea. I just couldn't tell what was going on. It's nice to see like the Mario Kart traveling through the different tracks from Mario Kart 8. I honestly really like that. But it's definitely like once you understand it, trying to hit the Koopalings, I guess I'm assuming, with the shell. You can see how many points you have with coins, and yeah, honestly, it's a neat time. I guess I could have expected more. One of my friends told me or something, like, it could have expected more like an actual race instead of like driving like one car. Like, we each have a competitive kind of thing. But I don't know. I guess that could have been fair, but I don't know. It's still a neat ride though. So I do think I really like it. Would definitely go on it again, but I can totally see why some people wouldn't be the biggest fan of it because I have heard some interesting opinions on it online. But I still think the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge is still a really cool ride. So I definitely like it. I do love like the way it looks and look at all the reps and stuff. Like I said, it's really cool. So yeah. Next up, the other ride that you can go to is Yoshi's Adventure, and it's a more of a chill ride. If I had to compare it to something else, Epcot's Spaceship Earth, I believe that's what it's called, where it's like a more relaxing kind of slow moving ride where you'll see the view of the park outside. It's just a nice ride if you want to rest your legs or something, and you can even see some nice references to Yoshi's Island. And there was even the Galaxy reference. Ooh. So yeah, honestly, big fan of Yoshi's Island. I was honestly stoked with this one. It's short though, so I don't think I would go back on it. But it's a nice ride if you want something to relax on, honestly. And hey, getting the Yoshi vibe with this is really cool. So yeah. Now, interestingly, the Mario Land has these interactive little games that you do, like trying to hit the power block with the power bands. I should mention different power bands you get. You get one with either Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, Toad, Donkey Kong, or Diddy Kong. No Bowser, surprisingly. No Rosalina. No Wario. No Waluigi. None of those, unfortunately. But hey, you can still choose between one of those and play these interactive little games. And I honestly think they're really interesting to get like certain items. And if you have like the app, I'm assuming you can see how many coins you have and even how many stamps you get. It's a cool idea to get some collectibles and see how many stamps you can get. I didn't really do this much, I guess because we were mostly rushing on some of the rides, but hey, it's a cool idea if you really like that type of like exploring and trying to get everything. I'm not doing that, honestly, because that's going to be crowded. But yeah, it's honestly really cool. You can do that. And yeah, and also we do have the, different private channels. We also have the Toad Cafe, Toad Cafe. I think that's what it's called. Toadstool Cafe. I think it's different for some areas, but regardless, it's the so-called food area that you go to. Now, I didn't really try much of it. I did get the Mario Burger, and I did like it. It's about what I expected from a burger. I think it's really good. I think the best part, in my opinion, was the fries. The fries tasted amazing, honestly. And the dessert. I've heard Japan has like a better peaches dessert rather than the American in some cases. But in the best case scenario in Epic Universe, we get the better cake. So yeah, like literally, you get a cupcake, a literal cupcake compared to an actual cake. What the hell, Peach? Anyway, yeah, Toad's Cafe is about what you expect. I don't really eat at theme parks, really, and also, it seems like they're restricted on what toppings you don't want on your burger. Like, there are some things I didn't want on my burger, you can't take it off, you gotta do it all by yourself. So if you don't like mushrooms like Mario in the Mario movie, then tough luck. I know, pretty dumb, but I guess it's like to serve the food quicker than usual. I don't know. I can't really give off the best reason for that, but it's still a really good place to eat at. So yeah, we also have the One Up Factory, which is the gift shop factory. You can get some plushes of like different characters, different keychains, different like signs and stuff. It's honestly a really cool gift shop. So yeah. That's the Mario portion I've talked about a lot. And now, of course, we're going to be talking about my highlight for real this time, Donkey Kong Country, the Donkey Kong Land. This opened up in Japan in December, and now it's here. I gotta say, as a massive fan of the Donkey Kong franchise, I really love this park. Now, I will give some little criticism here that it is mostly just based on the Returns game, Donkey Country Returns, because this park does mostly feel like Donkey Country Returns rather than a full-on park of the DK series, because you don't see, like, minus the Funkies flying, like, I guess you have the Funkies flying by, which wasn't in Returns, but it's also, like, you see this, like, design kind of in, like, Tropical Freeze, which is also in a Mario game. I don't know, they reference that, but then they don't reference really any other enemies. They don't have the Kremlings, no King K. Rool, no DK Rap. Yeah, it's not much. And the merch is it's mostly just Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, and sometimes Dixie like a keychain. So, yeah, but I think the merch could have been handled better, but despite that, I still really love this theme park. There's a interactive minigame called with Rambi. You can play some bongos to summon Rambi. Unfortunately, it didn't work for us, but yeah. it's a really cool little mini game you can play. And of course, the main highlight of the DK part is Minecart Madness. It's a roller coaster, and I'm gonna say right now, I don't really like roller coasters that much. Yeah, or I guess the super crazy high, super speedy roller coasters that you see. Those types of roller coasters. Like if it's like a chill roller coaster, like a little small one, I probably wouldn't go on it. But still, I would personally wouldn't mind that. And I was also a little frightened over the Donkey Kong minecart. But man, I was screaming for my life in the best way possible. This is easily the best ride out of all Super Nintendo World. And I will say, there's not a lot of like super crazy fast rides, minus this one. There's only 3 rides technically: Mario Kart, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong. So, but I will say, Donkey Kong is easily the best of all of them, honestly. Even without bias, honestly. Because I say this as someone who doesn't like roller coasters much. And I also, but despite loving minecart levels in the Donkey Kong games, like, it literally felt like the tracks were, like, the turning of the cart felt so weird. Like, you really felt like you were off the tracks, honestly, which was the whole point of the ride. And also, seeing the inside of it, seeing Cranky Kong talking and stuff, and also Squawks. And yeah, it's honestly really fun. And I would definitely go on it again. It would probably be the ride I'd go on the most. So yeah, I'll give off the bad stuff now. For now, not much, but this is more of my experience. I'm gonna say since there were massive delays, we literally got to that ride first, and then they delayed it indefinitely, and we just went on Yoshi. That was disappointing, dude. And we were like about like a 3/4 of the way to the actual ride. That's generally depressing, honestly. But I'm glad I got to do that because we did the DK theme part, but before it rained. Yikes. Also, finding Kong letters in like the park, obvious reference to the country games and stuff. That was really cool. I got to do all that stuff. Unfortunately, I could not take a pic with the Donkey Kong mascot costume, or really any of them, honestly. I did see Mario and Luigi. I didn't see Peach, assuming we were mostly just on Mario Kart waiting line, and I didn't see Toad. I think there was Yoshi there, but not sure. And then there was DK. I couldn't find any others. So it was only just Mario and Luigi I saw, but I'm assuming if I go back again, maybe I see them. So yeah. Alright, so I talked a lot about Super Nintendo World and stuff. And like, you know, also the food with DK, the bubbly barrel. Unfortunately, there's not much I can go off with this. You either get a hot dog, man, the name really speaks for itself, and a sundae. A hot dog's probably okay. I just not a hot dog kind of person, you know, but I mean, I like hot dogs, but I just rather eat other stuff, you know, so yeah. Overall, I guess I should give out my personal thoughts on Super Nintendo World. So first things first, do not go to this. I'm going to give off a life lesson. Theme park day ones are never going to be perfect. So if you're planning to go to this area at some point, wait at least a year. I know, a long time, but it's probably for the best considering there's delays and stuff. And also people trying to go on rides and just, oh yeah, we're waiting. Or maybe it's just going to be late indefinitely and you're like so close to the line. It's been happening to guests so many times. That feels unlucky. But despite that, I really love Super Nintendo World. I know there's been criticism of like, well, okay, you go here for the first time, you're not going to feel that same excitement if you come back here again. I freaking hate this replayability excuse, honestly. Like, okay, you play a game for the first time, it's not going to hit you the same way when you play it again. That's like any game in existence. That's how I feel with the Super Nintendo World. Like, I know I'll enjoy it because the rides are really cool. Well, mostly DK. I do like the Mario Kart one, but Yoshi is like, okay, it's chill and nice to relax on. Also, they played Yoshi's New Island theme, not that infamous theme people keep talking about. So, yeah. Overall, Super Nintendo World, 8 out of 10, probably. I guess the naming Super Nintendo World is misleading because it is mostly Super Mario World, and that's really it. But I still really enjoyed a lot of this, and I'm so glad I finally got to go to Super Nintendo World now. And hey, you never know. I do hope they add more to this. I'm assuming more extra rides, like a Luigi's Mansion kind of attraction. And maybe something for, like, I don't know, Daisy, maybe, if they can find a way to make that work. There's a lot of possibilities with this, honestly. But for now, yeah, Super Nintendo World's awesome. Definitely, if you plan to go, it'll be a fun time, honestly, with your family. If you're having trouble with rides, though, it's nice to look around. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you've been to Super Nintendo World, which, gee, I'm shocked some of y'all haven't, honestly. which is fair. Let me know your opinion on it. Do you plan on going anytime in the future? Let me know in the comments below. Later, folks.